Welcome to Talk Across America. I'm Doug Miles, and we're here in beautiful Sarasota, Florida. Joining us now, great to welcome on our Book Talk segment, and is a very interesting and entertaining novel. It's called Layover. He's a USA Today best-selling author and written many great novels in the past. This one is really tense thriller, as they say, and it's called Layover. We're joined today by David Bell, and David on the telephone with us from, I believe, up in western Kentucky, right, David?
Yes, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
I know your football team well. They've come down and played my alma mater down here, USF, several times, so always good to talk to somebody from that part of the country.
Oh, okay.
Well, first of all,
yeah, we don't talk about the football team last year, but
we don't either about ours. We lost our last 6 in a row, so not good. But your former coach there also coached our team, Willie Taggart, so we know him well down this part of the country. So anyway, we're not here to talk football. We're here to talk about your book, right. And I really enjoy the premise of it. Again, I don't like to give away too much when I talk to people that write novels, but what a great premise of it it is. A man meets a woman in an airport. I think we've all kind of, if we haven't done that, we've kind of hoped we've done that at one time or another, but it kind of goes from there, right? I'll let you take it from there with the plot.
Yeah, Layover starts with the main character, Joshua, and he travels all the time for his job, and he's kind of bored and disenchanted with his life. And then he's on yet another layover, and he meets a woman named Morgan in the airport, and they agree to have a drink, and they really talk, and they really connect in the airport bar. And then, out of the blue, Morgan stands up and gives him a big kiss and says, "I've got to go, and you're never going to see me again." So Josh is a little disappointed that this connection he was having ended so abruptly. Then he takes a look up at the TV that is playing in the bar, and he sees Morgan's face on the television, and it turns out she is a missing person, and that sets all the craziness in motion in Layover.
I think that's, maybe women have it too, but I think that's a guy's fantasy in a sense, right? You're traveling by yourself and you meet somebody in the airport, and you hope it works out.
Well, I think when you're in airports and you're on airplanes, sometimes we strike up conversations with people, and sometimes they're really interesting, and we meet people who have interesting jobs or interesting travel experiences. Sometimes you just end up next to a toddler who is screaming because they don't have their juice box or whatever. So you hope that you're having a pleasant experience on the plane or in the airport.
Was this based on anything that sort of happened to you? I mean, obviously, maybe not the missing person part, but somebody you might have seen or somebody you know that this happened to?
Yeah, I was in the Nashville airport. Nashville's the closest airport to where I live, and I was waiting for a plane, and I was sitting in one of the bars, and there was a couple across the way from me, and they were having this really intense conversation, and to all appearances, they looked like a couple of people who knew each other really well and were deep into a relationship. And then all of a sudden the woman got up and gave the man a kiss, and she grabbed her bags and rushed off down the concourse. And the guy was sitting there looking kind of confused and discombobulated by this whole experience. And I heard him say to the bartender, "That's the strangest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I just met that woman, and we had this great conversation, and then out of the blue she got up and left." And when I saw that, I thought to myself, there's got to be a story behind that. There's got to be more to tell about these people. And so that was the birth of Layover right there.
Yeah, I think, again, you see people when you travel having these conversations. Sometimes they're loud, and everybody can enjoy them. And you just see people that kind of are having these meetings at the airport. You always wonder, what is that story? Right? It's like the Naked City. I don't know if you remember that show. The 8 million stories in the Naked City. There's probably that many in airports, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about people watching in an airport is you can imagine that these people are going anywhere. They could be off on some great vacation. They could be going somewhere because something bad happened. They have a sick relative or whatever. You can imagine almost anything out of all the thousands of people who are coming and going through an airport. And so whether you're a writer or not, it's easy to get curious about other people's lives like that.
Well, when you put this plot line together, obviously you said it's kind of based on something you saw. How do you take it from there? Do you plot out the whole thing and then kind of write around that, or did it go a different way from what you originally thought?
Well, I do make a really detailed outline for the book. So when I start writing, I think I know where it's going, and I think I know where it's going to end up. But things always happen that surprise me and are unexpected as I'm writing. And I tend to think that's a good thing, that if I'm surprised by stuff that's happening in the book as I'm writing it, then I hope that the reader will experience the same level of surprise as they're reading the book.
Yeah, that's why I asked that, because most of the novelists I talk to, particularly that write thrillers or this type of book, as they go along, sometimes the characters go a different way, or some thought, I guess, pops into the writer's mind that takes them in a different direction than you thought originally. So that happened to you in this book.
Yeah, I mean, in Layover, Morgan, the woman who Josh meets in the airport, Morgan is really the mystery at the center of the book. Lots of characters in the book are trying to find her, and they're wondering what she's up to, and they're wondering what kinds of secrets she has. So as I was writing the book and getting down to the last chapters, I wasn't entirely sure what Morgan was up to and what she had done, and in fact, I wrote several different versions of the ending with Morgan doing several different things until I figured out which one I thought was right, and that's the one that went in the book. Kind of like one of those choose-your-own-adventure books when I was writing. I got to write several different endings and then decide which one I liked the best.
You write the one you like. You write the bunch of endings, and then in some way figure out how the characters get to the ending you want. You do it that way almost, as opposed to where they wind up on their own. You figure out how to get it to the ending you want, right? And
which one feels the best and feels the most correct for everything that's gone before, so that when the reader reads the book, they don't feel like, wow, that just came out of left field. They feel like, yeah, that's the thing that the book set me up for, and that makes sense.
There has to be some logic when you write a mystery or a thriller, right, in there. Even though you want to keep people guessing, there has to be logic to it, or else audiences or readers now, I guess, get disappointed, right, if there isn't that logic to it?
Well, people who read a lot of mysteries and a lot of thrillers are really smart, and they've seen so many different tricks in books that it's tough to fool them.
Right.
But you have to play fair with them, and they want to feel like they're getting an ending that has been earned by the rest of the book. So that's really the challenge for a thriller writer, is that you're surprising these smart, savvy readers, and somehow managing to satisfy them, even though maybe they've already read 500 other books in the same genre. You still have to find a way to surprise and satisfy them.
Well, the two main characters, Joshua and Morgan, I know, as they say, a great summer read called Layover by David Bell, we've been talking to today. And I should have mentioned before, you're an English professor at Western Kentucky University, so in addition to your writing, you do that as well. And David, do you have a website you want to direct people to get more information about the book?
Yeah, they can go to davidbellnovels.com, or they can find me on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at David Bell Novels, and they can see I'm going to be on a book tour. They can see where to buy the book. It's going to be available at all online retailers, at Barnes & Noble, at Target, at Walmart, and airport bookstores. So if you're getting on a plane, this would be a great book to buy and then read while you're flying across the country.
That's right, yeah, perfect for maybe as you're reading it, you'll meet somebody. Who knows?
Yeah, put the book down and talk to somebody next to you. You never know what could happen.
That's it. David, Bill, pleasure talking to you. Again, get Layover. We'll also have a link on our website as well. But great talking with you, and hopefully we can do it again. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks a lot, Doug. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us today on Talk Across America. Please visit our website at dougmilesmedia.com for more great interviews and content. And if you're interested in any of the books we talk about on the program, please click the Amazon link on our website. It helps support the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again real soon here from beautiful Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.